we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.
Hello. It's been a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd give you an update. I have missed 2 more chemo infusions. So I feel kind of good right now. I'll be getting one for sure this coming Friday, but let me backtrack a little bit. So last you saw me, I was elated that they gave me a break, and I missed the one because of my reactions, the convulsions, if you will. The very next week, however, my white blood cell count was too low. They couldn't give me the chemo infusion with my white blood cell count that low. So that was concerning, that my hemoglobin. So that was concerning, but yeah, another week that no infusions. Here's the weird thing though. I expected to be like, yes, I'm good. What are we doing? Let's go for a walk. Whatever. And no. So the cumulative that's built in my body was in full effect. So I was still very weak, very tired. I'm starting to get irritable. And I think that's just expected, because my white blood cell count was down. I was on house arrest by my doctor. Couldn't see anybody, couldn't have anyone come over. I was very susceptible. So I think I'm starting to get a little stir crazy. Things bother me sometimes quicker than normal, or bother me when they shouldn't bother me at all normally. So I'm trying to get past that, keep it in my head, not let it come out. So that brings us to last week. Last week we saw the doctor last week. So I showed up with a ton of questions. I was like, okay, if this is only in my breast, and the PET scans came back clear, the MRI came back with it only in my breast, why aren't we doing another PET scan and MRI and just taking the breasts off and calling it a day? You can tell I'm not a doctor. So the tumor sloughs off these microcells that roam your body, I guess. And that's what the chemo is killing. So we could take off the breast today and I'd still have cancerous cells roaming around. So that's what we're killing, the chemo. So that was a good enough explanation that I stopped that line of thinking. Yeah. So what he said though was that we now have to find out. He asked me to explain again exactly what I went through. So I did with the shaking and the deep freeze and being out for 30 hours, not out of my control. So he said we've got to pinpoint, and the reason we got to pinpoint, this one stuck with me, is when you have normal breast cancer, there are several different treatments. So if one doesn't work, you can go to another one, and so on and so forth. With triple negative breast cancer, I don't know if it's the grade. I'm grade 3, which he said is the most concerning part of mine. He said that there's one form of treatment. So if that doesn't work, so we have to work within the confinements and try, and my body's rejecting the heck out of hell. It's rejecting the hell out of it. So what we did last week is he needed to find out if it was the chemo or the immunotherapy. So immunotherapy is the only thing I got the infusion with last week, and I'm fine. I mean, as fine as fine can be. Tired, weak, yes. But I am the most myself that I have been in a while. But here we are, 3 weeks with no chemo. So yeah. I have done a self breast exam and I feel the tumor again. So it's growing back. So the immunotherapy was not the case, was not the reason. The chemo is. What we're going to do though is we're going to, I'm still going to get it at a 25% reduction. There's these growth, off the top of my head, I don't remember, growth something, immune shots that I need to take after every infusion. I was supposed to start last week, but then we only did the immunotherapy. And what that does is grow your blood cells. So because they're reducing the amount of chemo, I don't have to do that until I start AC, the Red Devil. Those shots promote extreme bone pain. Yay! Yeah, so no matter what, I'm going to be taking those. I picked them up because I thought I had to take them now, but they're just sitting in the fridge waiting for me to start AC. So this week we are getting the chemo again. So at a reduced rate, hopefully that's what's going to work. Because again, we don't have a lot of options. We could go straight to AC. That's probably the next step if my body reacts horribly to it again. Or we can, no, there's no or. So my thoughts on it is, okay, reduced. Let's hope that my body takes it and we can finish it off and move on. I'm also going, shit, I've been 3 weeks off and I'm about to be hit with chemo again. And it's not completely gone from my body. So who knows how I'm going to react. Yeah. So just going to go into it with a little trepidation, but one step in front of the other. I mean, I can't do anything about it except go through it. So that's where I'm at. That's where we're at. Let me see. I've made notes here. Oh, I'm going back on steroids. They took me off steroids in the beginning because I was taking to it very well until I wasn't. And now I'm not only going to take oral steroids, I'm going to have it in my pre-meds to my infusions. So, here, I lost 45 pounds before all this. October of 2024, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and they put me on metformin and Ozempic, and I lost 45 pounds. I didn't want to gain it back, So, yes, the vain part of me is thinking about that. And the logical side of me is saying, shut up, because that's not the battle I'm fighting right now. Not to be too dramatic, but it is true. I'm fighting for my life. My brother, putting humor on it, said, I am in shape. Round is a shape. He's not wrong. So, yeah, I'm probably going to gain weight. But everything I read on the AC is that I'm going to be nauseous as heck. Why can't I say hell? I'm going to be nauseous as hell. And I'm probably not going to want to eat. So I don't like that either, of course. That's not healthy at all. So I'm turning that piece of my brain off, throwing it away for now. When all is said and done, I can tackle that. So that's where I'm in. Oh, and I found out that, because for sure they have to take the one breast off. Not able to get a lumpectomy. It's coming off. But I don't want one coming off. So I asked about if insurance covers both. And he said, yes, absolutely they do. Okay. One question I did have for him is he was planning on putting the ones I missed on the back end and extending out the AC start time, but then condensing the AC to every 2 weeks instead of every 3. And that makes me nervous because it's supposed to be the worst one. They originally schedule you for every 3rd week, and they're going to condense it to every 2 weeks. My imagery for what that looks like, not good. So I did ask him if that's at all a possibility, is to miss those 2 completely and go straight to AC. He's actually thinking about it, and I'm going to, whatever he says, I'm going to go with, obviously, especially since there are no other options. So I'm going to go with it. And just fingers crossed that it's okay to do it that way. I need that extra week. I don't know what I need because I'm not there yet. I think I need that extra week to feel some sort of normalcy instead of being down for that many weeks. I mean, down. It's going to put me down. Nobody wants that. But again, I'm fighting. It's kind of slap in the face. Not a slap in the face like attacking. A slap in the face like snap out of it. When he told me that there was only one form of treatment for what I have. It was a wake-up call. I don't know. It's very hard to put into words how I've been feeling about this. I've just been like, okay, going through the motions. I have this. And I've had my emotion. You've seen that I've had my emotions. But I think the direness seems so dramatic. But okay. I mean, for lack of a better term that I'll come up with when I close the video, kind of came into perspective when he said that. Because what if my body rejects it all? The hell? What then? Yeah. So, I mean, it has prompted me to get a hold of legal and just put some things into place. I don't know if that's all morbid to a lot of people. It's not to me. It's forward thinking. Because it's from point A to point Z. This is a point. I have to make sure everything's good. And then it'll always just be there, right? And you know what? That doesn't bring emotion on. It's just, it's part of the steps. So that's what I'm doing. What we have done, though, is I'm my happiest when there's future vacations. I am. When I can plan a vacation, I am my happiest. So Carol and I started chatting. Okay, when this is done, what are our first 3 vacations that we have to take? And we plan those out. So I get to daydream about that, it's going to be nice. And we will bring you along when that happens, because we are going to be doing that when that happens. So, I guess this might be short and sweet because I can't think of anything really to chat about. I'm going to be homeward bound. So Netflix, you and I are going to get to know each other, but I'm also going to do, my junk journaling and, mind games so that I can keep my mind sharp and things like that. So yeah, meditation, all of that. That's what's working for me. Everyone's different. But I come to you with a positive attitude because my body feels good right now. It really does. Next time I come to you, it'll be in a couple weeks. It'll be after 2 infusions with the lower dose chemo. So we'll see how that affects. Yeah, that's that. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a good one.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.